my next slide, think about it for a while. So this is like, what if your Facebook becomes a book? Look at it. 205 statuses and 92 pictures. You basically end up creating a lot of online data on an everyday basis, and as social media becomes bigger, it is increasing on an everyday basis. Now, my question to you is, let's say in an event, in an unfortunate event that you're not there, you're gone, you kick the bucket, what happens to that data? And I'm trying to address that question today, and my company, which would be a techno-legal startup, would be trying to do that. Background of the problem, Facebook nearly, the way we share data, we nearly share 24% on the Facebook, nearly 11% through mails. There are a lot of these other websites where we put in data. The Web 2.0 evolved in that way. And there's a time breakup and everything. How do we spend time and how do we keep on creating that data? And it keeps getting landed up. It lands up all the servers around the world. It gets backed up, gets redirected, and it's everywhere. But what will happen once we might not be there to manage it? You know, it has happened. I will take an example directly. It happened with my friend. He had an Orkut profile. He met with an accident. I like biking around. So he met with an unfortunate accident and he expired, right? His profile remained. On Orkut, there's a very little control privacy. Therefore, even obscene messages would appear, his birthdays would keep coming, and the profile remains, the data remains. What are we going to do about it? So you create a lot of digital estate. My idea is that we need to manage it. Now, there have been basic vault services are there in which you can entrust. There's a legacy logger, asset lock, and then increasing trends in the market is that critical information is getting locked up in servers around the world, right? Law around physical estate has been there for hundreds of years, but IT laws are just evolving. Digital will is coming through, and a digital executor will be required. I mean, we will need to execute those instructions. That is what REST my data will do. So it's a techno-legal product, and last mile of execution and delivery. What other services are doing, they will entrust. You can find a nominee, log the data, your major passwords and everything, and it's given to a particular beneficiary, once your death certificate comes in. But in that case, it's given to somebody. That's the maximum that can possibly happen. And it leaves the door open for an access. What I'm doing, I'm a techno guy who's going to other techno IT company or a consultancy which is going to manage your instructions as well. Going ahead, I have divided into three parts. I say I trust REST my data. On the other mode could be I trust myself or I trust my lab. The first mode in I trust RMD, we try and check if you've been there or whatever been happening with you. We have an algorithm in place in which we check in 10 different ways if you are there. Let's see. So basically, there are different ways in which we communicate. There can be a Twitter, so many people, we keep checking. The APIs are there, we keep checking if there's been any activity. We send you an email, a letter, a message, and finally we will even try and talk to 5 different people if you nominate them to be there. That's an automated verification methodology that I'm talking about. We try and verify your presence. Going ahead. Now, if you trust RMD, the base would be that we'll kick off. If we detect not all 10 of them work, we take a legal agreement from your side that we can start the instructions on your behalf. That is stored on our server according to the password that we have. The other ways, flow case can be user comes to the website, creates an account, chooses a plan, downloads an application, goes offline. Important. I don't want maximum security case. Chooses various social media accounts, transfers encrypted file to your USB, places whatever papers you have, that USB goes into your life insurance papers where you keep it. And then telling that USB, if you want to choose a lawyer and everything, you can do that. You can choose a nominee. You can, that these options are provided to you, right? If you want to go to various levels of planning or whatever you want to do, as per your wishes. Then basically you go online. My application will just send me the key. The data remains with you, and we will mail you a certificate basically, which you'll have to sign and keep with yourself. Now, in case a death is reported by nominee, or nominee is informed if death is reported to check. Okay, a death certificate will be required. I mean, there are ways to execute it. Can you go ahead? So basically, doing very rough calculations, I've figured out that $19.9 million for myself mode, there can be a free mode, and if you want to go our services which will be offered on the site, then we can do a $150, one-time fee. And overall market, over 905 million users, huge real potential. Okay, I'll go through revenue from different places. What I'm missing upon. Okay, so that's the idea.
Gotta be fair to